Hi, preschool friends. I am here at my house, and you can see that I'm wearing my glasses today. I never wear my glasses at school, do I? Because when I wear a mask, do you see that? It fogs up my glasses and I can't see. So when I'm at my house and I don't have to wear a mask, I can wear my glasses. So I look a little different, but I'm still Mrs. T. All right, so for this activity, you're gonna need your Graph-It page. Whoop, looks like this. And all of your snowy animals. We're gonna call them snowy animals rather than Arctic animals, because penguins actually don't live in the Arctic. They live on the bottom of the earth in the Antarctic. So polar bears live at the top of the earth where it's cold. And your penguins live at the bottom of the earth where it's cold too. All right, so we are going to do this activity. If you're planning on joining us for small groups this week, this is what we're doing in small groups. So feel free to continue to watch this and participate, or you can just wait and do it in small groups with us. All right, so I'm going to move my camera down so you can see what we're doing. So one thing we like to learn in preschool is how to graph items. And so it's also a really good way for us to introduce the idea of sorting. So first, we're gonna look at the first animal on our graph, and that's a polar bear. So I want you to find all of the polar bears that you have. So you're gonna need to pick through your animals and find all of your polar bears. Oh, I think that's all I have. And then you're gonna put them inside of the squares on top of your polar bear. So we'll put one right there, and then we're gonna put one right there. So we're making lines of animals. And we're gonna do the same thing with the walrus. We're gonna look in our pile of animals, and we're gonna just pick out all the walruses and then put them on our graph. We're graphing. All right. And then we have some Arctic wolves. Oh, that's what a wolf says. And we're gonna pick out the wolves that we have in our pile of animals and put those on our graph. Great job. Okay, and then the last animal is gonna be our waddling penguin. They go waddle, 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 waddle. Hello. All right, so we're gonna put those on our graph. I have a lot of penguins. I can tell because my line is getting really long, isn't it? All right, so now I want you to look at your graph, and I'm gonna ask you some questions, all right? So the first question is, how many polar bears do you have? So there's two ways you can answer this. You can count them, 1, 2, or you can look at the very top polar bear and go over to the number next to it. And what number is that? It's the number 2. That's why graphs are so cool. They're really easy to read. So we're also going to see, how many walruses do you have? Again, you can count them, or you can look at the top walrus, look all the way over on your number, on the side with your numbers, and we can see that there are 3 walruses. You got it. On my graph, you might have a different number. And then you're gonna count how many wolves and how many penguins you have. Again, by using your graph, you can tell how many of each item that you have. The other really important part of this graph is it's easy to see now which one I have the most of. Do you guys know which one I have the most of? Yeah, just by looking at this graph, you can see, whoa, there's a big line of penguins. You got it. Which one do I have the least of? Yeah, you can see that these are the same. So I have the least amount of polar bears and wolves because that's the smaller lines. That's right. So I want you now to look at your graph and tell me, do you have more polar bears than me or less? Do you have more walruses than me, or do you have less? How about wolves? And then how about penguins? I bet I have more penguins. Maybe not though. All right, friends, so that is how we graph. And that is how we take a bunch of things that are mixed up, we put them in a nice order so that we can examine what we have. And that's it for today. So I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for joining me.